What's up everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Janos, creator of Pinoy Tech Dad. Today we're going to be talking about the OnePlus 8T 3 months later. Okay, actually it hasn't been 3 months yet, but it's almost 3 months, so let's go with that. Anyway, instead of jumping the hype and joining other reviewers in reviewing the OnePlus 8T after it came out, I decided to make a long-term review. Phones that are newly released usually have software issues, and the OnePlus 8T was one of them. So I decided to make this long-term review just so you guys would have an idea whether those issues have been ironed out or have been fixed by software updates. And there have been a few software updates on the OnePlus 8T along the way during this review. And I'm happy to share that most of the issues that I experienced when I first used the OnePlus 8T are all fixed now. So we're not going to delve too much on the build quality and the design on the OnePlus 8T. I mean, I'm sure you've seen a lot of videos on that already. But one thing that I want to point out was I love the lunar silver colorway of this phone. It feels super premium. The back finish is something that I really enjoy because it's not glossy. And I love the fact that it's not a fingerprint smudge magnet. It feels so good to hold in the hand. Although there is another colorway for this, which is the aquamarine green, which is a little bit more glossy than this one. So the lunar silver is what I prefer. And they also came out with the Cyberpunk 2077 edition, which I believe is a China exclusive version. Now, what I love about OnePlus phones is the actual user experience that you get, because they're quite close to the user experience that you get with stock Android. The Oxygen OS 10 was so great for me. It felt like I was using a stock Android. Now with the OnePlus 8T, they jumped to Oxygen OS 11. However, it does look a lot like the One UI on Samsung, which could be good or bad depending on what you prefer. But for me, it was really okay. It was fine. I had no issues with the user interface. I thought it was good looking, and I really loved all of the features on the Oxygen OS 11. There are other features that I also loved about this, which includes the quick gestures, where you can draw letters or shapes so that you can access other apps quickly. I didn't really feel any lag or inconsistencies while I was going through the whole user interface, so opening apps was very fast. There is really nothing to worry about on the Oxygen OS 11. It works pretty well with the Android 11 on the OnePlus 8T. Alright, so quickly on the performance. This is equipped with a Snapdragon 865 processor, and we already know how good this processor is. So yeah, there's really not that much difference when it comes to other Snapdragon 865 phones that I've tried this year. It's a very powerful processor. It can run all of your daily apps, from social media to games and other power-hungry apps that you can think of. Performance is top-notch. It scored about 580,000 points on Antutu, which is something that you can expect from Snapdragon 865 processors. So this is equipped with a 120Hz Full HD AMOLED display, and it's compatible with HDR10 Plus certified videos, and the screen is protected with Corning Gorilla Glass 5. What I love about this OnePlus 8T is that it finally has an always-on display. If I remember correctly, the OnePlus 8 Pro tried to have an always-on display, but it's more like a sometimes always on display because it wasn't really always on. But with the OnePlus 8T, you finally have a full-fledged always on display, which is really nice. It does provide you great looking images when it comes to watching videos. Colors are going to be vibrant, and of course you can customize the color according to your preference, whether you want it to be warmer or cooler. And it doesn't seem to be the brightest display out there, as you can see here, as we are putting it side by side with the Xiaomi Mi 10 Pro, which has excellent brightness as far as AMOLED displays go. The brighter one is the Xiaomi Mi 10 Pro, which I believe still has one of the best displays. At 6.55 inches, you'll have a great time watching videos on this, whether it be on YouTube or your favorite streaming app. All of it will look great on the OnePlus 8T. And of course, add to that, you have the 120Hz refresh rate, which makes everything look more fluid, especially when you're just going through the user interface. When you're swiping up, swiping down, left and right, it's gonna look awesome. And for me, it's one of its best selling points. Moving on to the camera, I think the camera is one of its weaker points. Don't get me wrong, the images look good, they're decent. Where you'll see the weakness in the camera of the OnePlus 8T is when you blow up the images. What I mean is, when you look at the images on a bigger screen, say for example on a PC, that is when you'll see the inconsistencies. The images look a little bit softer and the edges have that kind of watercolor effect. Now I'll try to leave a Google Drive link in the description box where you can see the actual raw images so you guys can check this out for yourself. A fair warning, you won't be able to see what I'm talking about if you're just going to look at them on your phone. You have to look at them on your PC or, a bigger display. As for nighttime shots, the OnePlus 8T has a nightscape mode and it's really good. You can see the difference between nightscape mode and normal mode here on the photos that I'm showing you right now on the display, and I really like it. This is something that I would definitely use if I'm using the OnePlus 8T during night shots. And now as for the video capability of the OnePlus 8T, again, this is not its strongest point. Now, while it does have a 4K 60 frames per second capability, it's not going to be the best looking 4K video that you can get on a phone. Anyway, other features, it does have slow motion, and here are some samples. Overall, the 48 megapixel camera is quite decent. It's not really a bad camera, but it's not really a superb camera as well. It's just right in the middle. It's good, it's decent. So for camera lovers, if you want a better looking camera, you might want to consider other phones. Say for example, the Google Pixel 5 or the Samsung Galaxy S20 FE. So those are your other options, as well as maybe an iPhone 12. As I mentioned earlier in the performance discussion, this is equipped with a Snapdragon 865, which means you're gonna have an overall smooth experience when playing on the OnePlus 8T. Now, it does heat up a little bit on the back panel, right on the camera module part, but it's something you can expect on most phones anyway. It's not something that would make you drop the phone and stop playing altogether. I was able to play Genshin Impact on this on maximum graphical settings. Of course, Mobile Legends ran perfectly. And PUBG was running very smooth, and I think this is where I saw the benefit of a 120Hz display because it looked really fluid to my eyes. I was able to run PUBG on Ultra HD textures and it looked really nice. I've had a really great experience gaming on the OnePlus 8T. So yeah, it's a really great performing phone. This also has a Fanatic mode where it cancels or turns off all of the notifications and it focuses all of the resources of the phone onto the gaming experience so that you'll have a better, smoother experience while playing games on the OnePlus 8T. Lastly, I want to touch on the battery life on this. So this is equipped with a 4500 milliamp hour battery capacity. It can last you for a full day of regular use. And what I love is that you can charge this super fast at 65 watts. Now, because of the 65 watt fast charging, I can charge my phone from 0 to 100 in about 40 minutes or less. And it's just super convenient to have a phone that charges that fast. So the OnePlus 8T is one of my favorite phones of 2020. It's not my absolute favorite because it is missing one thing that I'm looking for, and that is wireless charging. But aside from that, this is a really great phone. It is near the level of a flagship phone, and what I love about it is the overall feel of it. It's not quite big, it's at 6.55 inches. If you can get the OnePlus 8T for lower than $750, this is something that I can definitely highly recommend even beyond 2020. I know there will be a lot of phones with Snapdragon 888 chipsets and it's gonna be tempting to get one as well, but trust me, they're gonna be more expensive than the OnePlus 8T. But fair warning, if you're a camera person, the OnePlus 8T is not something that I'm gonna be highly recommending to you. You can find better cameras on cheaper phones like the Pixel 5, but if you just want an overall great experience with your phone, decent camera, great performance, and great feel in the hand, and a great user interface, then the OnePlus 8T is definitely something that you should heavily consider. Now, if you want to get one here in the Philippines, make sure to check out Digital Walker. I'll leave the links in the description box. Anyway, that's my long-term review for the OnePlus 8T. If you guys enjoyed this video and found it helpful, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and hit that bell button so you can watch more videos like this in the future. That's it for today, guys. Keep safe and have a great day.